which would cover the whole process. Yesterday we had the presentation. Something about the cats, and we said that even the exchange point can be like a cat. That means that you can do whatever you want, and you can combine different tools to make that cat tool. You can use your terminology in one component, do the glossary in another one, and then you would have the general result. The third point here is the comfort of work and the increase of profitability. People do not understand in a very clear way what gives the result in profitability. There is a freelancer who just decided to do the proofreading of machine translation or tries to analyze his work with team. There is no any kind of additional materials which would provide the person with added information for dealing with those tasks. There is no instructions which would inform about the time which is needed to work in using any kind of additional tools, how many changes he had done, how many corrections were done. That is the questions connected with the efficiency of working of translator. That is our forecast. We thought that it would be cloudy. I would like to say several words about that cloudy, and how do we understand then that. Let me make a photo. Good. So take a photo. A cloud is, I think you do understand that. That is the possibility to use the service being remoted. That is not something which is installed on the computer, but you can use it just in the browser. I would say that the expansion is growing in that or rather way. Those technologies are, the number of those technologies are increasing, and it's very fast. And the third part is that, and it's very widely discussed because it is very important, difficulties which we met, that is the readiness of society to work in something cloudy. First of all, in terms that you have to to work with the internet all the time. By the way, there are a lot of difficulties in these things. That is the time you need to react. That is the need to be online all the time. And as I have already mentioned, the importance of those aspects is decreasing because people are working very often online. And I would say later about several advantages of that. Those are the advantages which we have already achieved. That is that I have already mentioned. There is no need to install the software. We have the access to all possible linguistic resources, and that is the possibility to reduce the need of searching of additional information. All those work is done on the software basis. That's not a mistake that there is a lot of free place over there, because we would discuss this a little bit later. Several words in a short about our product. Those who have not seen that or even heard about that, the main conception is the same. That is the managing block, and the terminology glossary is included. We also include here the machine translation analysis. That is the basis for any cloud program. Those the key possibilities for SmartCAT for the future. First of all, that is the teamwork in real time, and that is concerning freelancers. The market is changing crucially in terms of work with the client. that is not the main task of agencies and language companies. There are a lot of examples when translators are organizing themselves for making more workload. They are trying to find more projects, and this scenario can be supported and is even needed. That is a new tendency in the world. We see that, and we are trying to move in that direction. The second issue is the measurement of key indexes in profitability in real time. The tool is to provide back connection. There is it is not very often decided to measure the speed of work. We see the need to provide those kind of reports and information, not only from the point of view of company, because of course the company wants to see the result of work, how efficient is their work, whose projects are proofreaded and checked and corrected further less. But it can be also very valuable for translators themselves. They can analyze how they are working, and this back connection is to have the place, to take the place. For Abbyy, this story appears. There is a need of supporting different formats. As much as possible, task has to be done in small amount of formats and tools. And those tasks are for CAT instruments, CAT tools, and we also are working on that, trying to develop. There is no picture one more time, but it was over there, sorry. Everything blue on the white background, that's why it's so. In our tool, we try to integrate the work with dictionaries. That is a possibility not to switch any other additional resources. So that is supposed to be a part of a process. That is a slide I mentioned above. Three issues that have been already developed, and the list of those following, which I have already mentioned. I would try to make it to go to the end. I have the next slide because it was an extract, video extract with the illustration of working of system. It would be easier for you to do that. Just visit our website, and I'm not going to show that. Again, the picture is not so well visible. That is a sign of euro made from gold and covered with ice. I would go back to the question which was at the beginning. Our position is that all this thing has to be free for the translators, and we are trying to realize to do that in that way. I'm just speaking about the future and all the advantages that have been mentioned before. For the translator who is ready to work on his own process, those things are to be free, and I guess we will do that for them. I have a lot of questions, just thousands of them. Who have questions over there among the audience? Only one. The questions from the audience. First of all. 1,000 of questions, that's too much. Does it really not demand any kinds of additional things and installation for the comment inside of browser? Any plugins? No, there is no need to have something else. You do not need to install it. That's cool. Anton, can we open the interface just Can you just sit in front of the computer and open the first page, the interface page? Do you have the access? That's a very serious task. I can't do that. So the first question. We can switch on the video, but maybe it's needed to press play. I don't know. Unfortunately, it is not very good visible. But you can try that. It's open. It's free. You only need to register. But you would have to wait for the acceptance, because we need to send you a back answer. You have the button play somewhere in the left. Yeah, something like that. It shows it over here, but not over there. I know what we need to do. We need to install something. Maybe we would ask a question, not to keep silent. Lena, would you do that, just in that case? Beta was announced a long time ago. I even remember that there was personal cards, and it was announced even before. Beta is something other. It is oriented, focused on freelancers, and there was not such a division before. Nowadays, the division is more crucial. Would you inform us about several forecasts of this product to be acceptable from the beginning of at the beginning of summer? That would be available. So you mean that in 2 weeks it would be open? Yeah, really. In 2 weeks you would able to register and get access to that. Another interesting thing about beta, there was a lot of companies who tried to subscribe to that. They have a lot of other additional software, but I found that among those, only one company said that use SmartCAT. That is a center Unitex. In terms of corporative store, that's a little bit very hard. I mentioned that that is for freelancers. In terms of corporative unities, it's a little bit harder. We are developing the product for inner processes, and we are focusing more for making it convenient for freelancers. We would go back to the cooperative characteristics as well, but a little bit later. I guess not for a very long time, but still it would be later. I don't want to mention any dates, because it can be not very exact. Any other questions we have? Okay. If everything is oriented on freelancing, why then have you removed the question about anonymous possibility to do it anonymously? I just said that it is hard to avoid the questions from the freelancers. Everything you need is over there, because you have to be very precise in terms of that qualified things. If you speak about the companies, they have their own qualification sets, and corporation situation is a little bit in other way, because the infrastructure over there is harder and more difficult, and in terms of freelancer, there is a possibility to meet several of those demands concerning the quality of their work. You can do that online. That is open on the market and free on the market. Yeah, of course. My name is Bogdan. I'm a freelancer. I would like to ask, you said that that is for freelancers. In what way? I have worked with Excel Cloud, something like that, but you have more options over there and functions. If that is for freelancers, can I use that cloud tool to translate my file, just to install my file, to translate and to get the result? Is it really free for freelancers? So what is your interest then, if you agree with everything? That is a social contribution. This question is not for the first time. Our interests cannot be explained with such sorts. That's only for our activity. We are providing lectures in Russian universities about the process of translating documentation. We are trying to find translators. We're trying to keep in contact with all possible linguistic universities, because the graduates are not ready to make the translations. That's why we are trying to inform them, trying to show them how to improve their skills and their translations. We do not see the need to, and we are not even interested in gaining here the money, not in the money, but we want to make the real problems of society to be developed. Anton said that Abbyy is not only interested in making to expand the market of freelancers, but they would like to be the leaders of the whole world. Maybe, who knows? You are really very great in doing that. Some people are dealing with trees on big days and gardens, and you are dealing with such big ideas. People do like their work in such a big level that they are just trying to do that, develop that, and free. Would you try to add any additional possibilities to open these cloudy things from any other CAT tools? Would you have any problems as the employee receiving the conversion? I would say that there is not supposed to have, you are not supposed to have such kind of problems, but we are still working on that. The launch of products is not so easy and simple. Of course, we have challenges. Of course, the first stages you would have problems, but still we are working on that. We are near you. We are ready to help you. And first of all, we are going to use it inside of our company. And if it would somehow interrupt our activity, we would deal with that. I also have the question. Perfect that translators are able to translate everything, but what about information safety? Where all those texts are going? They are saved in the database. How you are dealing with that? Not everyone is able to do that, but still the decision is correct, but not everybody can go over there. This question, so the question is, what are the requirements? Let's look at them, and then we would deal with the very certain requirements. Speaking so generally, so it's even important to analyze what type of email system is the freelancer using, but it's just Google, something like that. We would have to analyze all those factors. We have an agreement with users. We have a safety policy. We have a very open information. Of course, it is not published on the site. It would be over there a little bit later. You would find out the information, how it is saved, how it is protected, and so on and so forth. That's not a very closed service. MemSort deals with that, providing them. That is a cooperative store. That is a separate thing. That's not the freelancers. We would have that when we would deal with corporations. There is a toy story, and that is a cooperative story that deals with cooperative. Thank you for your presentation. You haven't answered directly when you were asked about saving data. I am a translator. My translation is in your database, and in 5-10 years you designed a very sufficient luxury tool of making machine translation. I haven't understand. Would you use the saved translations which are in a database in the future? We do not have such a name. That's not our goal. That would be written on the web and published on the user agreement and on the website. If you have any questions, would have any questions, you can freely ask about that. If you would ask, and at the very beginning, that would be very flexible. If you are even now ready to formulate something, you are interested, if you are ready to formulate and to show very certain problems, and even if those problems seems to be very impossible, you can find my email on my personal card, and just feel free to write and ask. We do not have such kind of plans, and we are ready to fix it in terms of any kind of agreement. We are very open in the policy of using our services. I wanted to say something, but okay, let it be. Anton, I would recommend you not to say that we are not going to do that, and to give the possibility to the users to give you the possibility to use the translations. You would have the possibility to develop your privacy. There are such kind of services which have the global machine translations, and if you want to translate your interface app, so you are obliged to give back the very full translation. If you're ready to give them the data, your own personal data, you would get the ready translation. Yes, something like that is developed. If you give the information, so you would receive it back in even free. Any other questions? You wanted to say that translators. Do you agree with my idea? And if not, try to explain why. So we can use this software in a month. Maybe even earlier, but it would take several days to give you the access. You can start registering on our website even now, but still. How many users are over there? Speaking about inner users, there are a lot of them. Less than 5,000, and several times less. Good. I think that's all. We have all the questions asked. Thank you very much, Anton. Thank you too. That's the end of our section. That's the end of the work of our section. I hope it was very interesting for you. You have found something new for you and useful, and I guess that it was very interactive. And now you can go to the main hall. There is a taking photo plant over there. You can take a photo with different letters of UTIC conference. I just recommend you to do that. We would need your photos to use them in our presentations for the next year. It was very comfortable and pleasant to work with you. Thank you very much.